Good morning, everyone. It's Republic Jim here. It's a glorious spring day in Republic, currently about 18 degrees, and I'm just going to do another of my stream of consciousness videos as I drive, so pardon the wind noise. Just wanted to do a quick talk about the importance of well-rounded fitness for preparedness. Because the problem I see is there's lots of talk in prepper communities and such about the need for physical fitness, but I don't see a lot of talk about what type, and it can be a little confusing for people who are just getting into fitness because there's so many different camps of thoughts there on fitness. You know, there's the type that think that it's all about maximum strength and you have to be able to squat and deadlift huge amounts of weight with a barbell and everything else is worthless. And, you know, there's a lot of value in getting strong, but it doesn't do any good to have a massive deadlift if you get winded going up a flight of stairs. That's not going to help in a lot of survival scenarios. So for general preparedness and overall fitness, it's just not ideal just to specialize in that one thing. And then there's the other extreme that thinks it's all about cardio and, you know, you need to be able to run a marathon or you're just not in shape or something. And again, there's a lot of benefit to cardio and being able to run or bike for distances, but it doesn't need to be taken to an extreme. It certainly isn't going to do you any good in a survival situation if you're required to lift something heavy or to pick up a moderately heavy object and walk with it for a long distance. You know, if you're just skinny and frail, you can have all the endurance in the world, but you know, you still need to have the strength to be able to pick things up and move with them and that sort of thing. And of course, then there's all the other subdivisions of, you know, barbell only, or kettlebells are the way to go, or body weight calisthenics, and there's value in all of those. And, you know, I don't understand the point in just specializing strictly in one thing, especially if your goal is for just general fitness and preparedness. You need to look at the what-if scenarios. What are the possibilities for things you could encounter if you're trying to be prepared for disasters and emergencies and whatnot. And, you know, I would argue that the most probable scenarios, I mean, they're just generally speaking, you may need to pick up something quite heavy just like to pull it off of somebody that's trapped, or to remove an obstruction from an exit or whatever. You know, so there's the chance that you might need to lift something heavy just for a short period of time. There's also that possibility, which I think is more likely, that you may need to take your bug out bag or whatever and hike possibly up hills and in difficult terrain and stuff and cover a longer distance. You may need to hike for miles. You know, you may need to run at a moderate pace for a couple of miles. I can't really imagine a survival scenario where you need to run for a whole lot of miles. I would say if you can run 3 miles at just a moderate pace, that's probably more than adequate for general preparedness fitness. And, you know, then there's scenarios where you might need to run very quickly over a short distance, so sprinting's important too. Definitely the possibility that you might have to jump over obstructions, either jump up or jump across. You need to have decent balance for a lot of situations, just overall body awareness, being able to move around in difficult terrain and with any amount of possible obstructions. And you may even need to throw heavy objects, toss packs over a wall or whatever, and be able to pull yourself up over that wall and so on. I mean, there are just all kinds of what ifs you can come up with if you look at potential disasters and such. So it just, for anybody that is really looking at, you know, not just overall fitness, but preparedness as well, it just makes sense to not specialize in any one camp, but to really try to have that well-rounded training program. And of course, you can't do everything at once. It's just not going to work. So you have to think about potentially doing different training blocks where you focus on specific aspects of that, get better at that, practice it for a while, and then change it up and try something else. Some of it can be combined in one training block or even in one workout session, like lifting heavy and then finishing up with cardio, and you know, and doing that sort of thing to get that well-balanced fitness level. And for anybody that's interested, you can check out some of my BarnBody videos to see some of what I'm doing. Of course, there's a lot of it that I don't show. And frankly, a lot of it would be boring to just constantly keep posting. Nobody would want to watch it. But my recommendations are, you know, just general overall strength work, whether that's with barbells or kettlebells or body weight or whatever, but focus on the entire body. Make sure you don't skip leg day and all that, you know. Training the legs is really important when it comes to preparedness. And then, of course, cardio, whether that's running or just long hiking with a pack or biking or whatever. There's many different forms that you can do, but definitely can't skip that. You need to have that endurance and good lung capacity, and it's just good for overall fitness anyway. And aside from that, then I recommend some just general strongman style workouts with picking up odd objects and loaded carries and overhead pressing, just heavy, awkward stuff, and a variety of things like that, because that helps prepare you for real world scenarios where you're not going to be dealing with just a really uniform barbell or, you know, something that's convenient to handle, but just helps you to be ready to pick up and move whatever needs to be done. And you know, I think that's a real benefit of strongman. And then possibly some Highland Games style throwing for the explosive movement and tossing around heavy objects. And a little bit of parkour style training with jumping and rolling and climbing. And
WA7EC mobile.
Pardon me. My ham radio there. Anyway, the parkour training gives you some of that jumping and balancing and climbing and such, and really helps with the overall proprioception and being able to move your body through space and under control. So anyways, that well-roundedness, I think, is really key to preparedness, fitness. I hope that makes sense. I'm at work now. I'm going to have to wrap it up here. Hope everyone has a good day. Thanks for watching. It's been Republic Jim. I'll talk to you later.